Abdallah Sima made quite the impact during his loan spell at Rangers throughout the 2023 season. The Senegalese forward didn't take long to show exactly why he was brought in. With a powerful blend of pace strength and a natural instinct in front of goal, he quickly established himself as a key figure under Philippe Clement. Game after game, Sima delivered moments that brought the Ibrox crowd to its feet. He wasn't just scoring goals, he was creating buzz, injecting life into the attack, and becoming a player the supporters genuinely connected with. What made Sima's contribution so special wasn't just the stats. Even though those alone were impressive, he bagged 16 goals and added 3 assists across 39 appearances, but the numbers don't fully capture the influence he had on the pitch. There was a swagger to his game, a confidence in one-on-one situations, and an ability to make something happen out of nothing. That kind of dynamism made him stand out, especially in a side that at times struggled for consistency. When the ball was at his feet, fans leaned forward expecting something, and more often than not, he delivered. Naturally, his performances led to a surge of calls for Rangers to secure him on a permanent basis. There was real hope that the club could work out a deal with Brighton, his parent club in the Premier League, but football's rarely that simple. Despite the mutual admiration between player and club and the clear fit within the squad, no agreement was reached. As the season came to a close, it became painfully clear that the storybook ending fans had dreamed of, with Sima staying in. Glasgow wasn't going to happen. For many supporters, this felt like another painful reminder of the reality with loan players. You fall in love with their quality, they become part of your club's fabric for a short while, and then just like that, they're gone. Sima's departure stung. He wasn't just a loanee, he'd become one of the faces of that campaign. But just as people began to move on and accept that his time at Ibrox was a beautiful but brief chapter, a twist emerged that no one saw coming. Fresh reports revealed that Abdallah Sima had signed a contract extension with Brighton and Hove Albion. Yes, the same Brighton, where he has yet to make a single competitive appearance. This revelation caught many off guard, especially given his loan spell in France last season, where he spent the campaign with Stade Brestois in Ligue 1. Over there, he continued to impress, scoring 12 goals, including 3 in the UEFA Champions League, proving once again that he's more than capable of producing on big stages. The news of his Brighton extension raises more questions than it answers. What exactly are Brighton's long-term plans for him? Is he finally going to get a chance in the Premier League, or is this simply a strategic move to protect his value and potentially sell him on for a profit? No one knows for sure yet, but what is clear is that the door to a Rangers return appears firmly shut for now. After his time in Glasgow came to an end, Sima didn't hide his emotions. In a heartfelt message posted on social media, he thanked the club, the staff, his teammates, and most importantly, the fans. He described Rangers as a club he grew deeply fond of and expressed how much of an honor it was to wear the shirt. His words struck a chord with many supporters who had felt the same connection during his time at Ibrox. For a player who was technically just passing through, he left behind a legacy that will be remembered for a long time. While all eyes were initially on whether Rangers could make Sima's stay permanent, the club has since shifted focus, especially with the arrival of new head coach Russell Martin. He officially got started at Auchenhowie just days ago, signing a 3-year deal to take over from Philippe Clement. Martin has already begun assembling his own backroom staff, bringing in Matt Gill as his assistant and Rhys Owen as the performance coach. These moves signal a new era at Rangers, one where long-term planning and fresh energy are taking center stage. Interestingly, there had been some chatter about former Rangers striker Steven Naismith joining Martin's staff. That rumor, however, has now been shut down. Despite the buzz throughout the day, sources close to the club have confirmed that Naismith will not be returning to Ibrox. The idea of him coming back had caused a stir, especially given how his controversial departure in 2012 still leaves a bitter taste for some fans. His infamous press conference alongside Stephen Whittaker, where both players explained their decision to leave during a turbulent time for the club, has not been forgotten. So perhaps for now that chapter remains closed as well. With preseason just around the corner, Rangers are moving swiftly behind the scenes. They return to training on Monday the 23rd of June, and there's a Champions League qualifier looming just weeks later. It's a crucial time not just for the players, but for the entire structure around the team. Martin, along with new sporting director Kevin Thelwell, is expected to review and potentially overhaul the remaining staff as he looks to shape the squad and the club's football identity moving forward. Ismail Chegraoui, who came in during Clement's tenure, is still under contract and remains a question mark for the new regime. Despite signing a long-term deal in January and being part of the setup in the final stretch of the campaign, his future is uncertain. He's been linked with opportunities abroad and might yet become one of the first changes under Martin's watch. But circling back to Abdallah Sima, his story is one that highlights the modern realities of the transfer market and the delicate relationship fans have with loan players. He arrived with promise delivered more than expected, and then as quickly. As he came, he was gone. The emotional farewell to Brighton twists the unanswered questions about his next steps. It all adds to a growing narrative that Rangers fans will follow from a distance, hoping one day there's a new chapter to be written between the player and the club that gave him a stage to shine. And just when you think the Sima saga is winding down, the news of his Brighton contract extension reignites the conversation. It's not just about where he'll play next, it's about the feeling that maybe, just maybe, we haven't seen the last of him at Ibrox. Elsewhere in the Rangers universe, transfer noise and squad decisions are starting to dominate the headlines as the summer rebuild quietly gains momentum. One name that's resurfaced in discussions is Václav Černý, the Czech winger, who also impressed during his loan at Ibrox. Just like Sima Černy's time in Glasgow left a lasting impression. He brought flair, a keen sense of positioning, and a willingness to work hard without the ball. Rangers fans appreciated his contribution, and there were murmurs of a potential deal to bring him in permanently. But when his parent club Wolfsburg slapped a £9 million price tag on his head, any serious possibility of a move to Scotland evaporated almost immediately. Now it looks like Černý might be on his way to Turkey. Reports suggest that Trabzonspor are seriously considering a move for the 27-year-old and are exploring ways to free up wages to fund the deal. The Turkish side are said to be preparing to sell midfielder Alexander Zubkov, who only joined in February, but whose departure could generate enough cash and cap space to push for Černy's arrival. Trabzonspor are not alone in their interest. They're expected to face competition from league rivals Besiktas, as well as several clubs in Spain who've also kept tabs on the winger. It's a reminder of the level Černý showed during his Rangers stint and the kind of attention he's attracting as a result. For Rangers, missing out on both Sima and Černý reinforces just how vital it is for the club to identify the right targets early and negotiate effectively. The upcoming Champions League qualifier only raises the stakes. With time ticking and the need to strengthen clear, the pressure is on for Russell Martin and Kevin Thelwell to make their mark. They've inherited a squad with talent, but also with gaps. And every decision from here on could influence how the season starts and how far the team can go in Europe. One player who's already drawing attention for the right reasons is Nicolas Raskin. The Belgian midfielder was involved in his national team's thrilling 4-3 win over Wales earlier this week. Though he didn't start the match, his impact off the bench caught the eye of manager Rudi Garcia. Belgium had stormed into a 3-goal lead with strikes from Romelu Lukaku, Yuri Tielemans, and Jeremy Doku, only to see Wales fight back with grit and determination. After conceding 2 goals and a penalty, the match was hanging by a thread until Kevin De Bruyne scored late to seal the victory. Raskin, who came on for Dodi Lukebakio around the 75th minute, played a key role in helping Belgium regain control in the final stages. Garcia praised his fighting spirit, noting that it was exactly what the team needed as they looked to avoid a complete collapse. Raskin's growing stature at international level is promising news for Rangers. If he can carry that form and confidence into the new season, he could be one of the cornerstones of Martin's midfield. He's a player with bite vision and a strong engine, qualities that could prove vital as Rangers look to hit the ground running both domestically and in Europe. His development will be something the coaching staff watches closely, especially as they shape the team around younger, more dynamic profiles. As preseason approaches, the squad's makeup still feels incomplete. The exits of Barry Ferguson and his staff, Neil McCann, Billy Dodds, and Alan McGregor, have left room for new voices, and with Martin now firmly in charge, those replacements will be handpicked to fit his style, while fans are eager for transfer. Announcements, the internal shakeup behind the scenes, might be just as important in the long term. Creating the right environment, the right daily routines, and the right staff dynamic is essential for any manager to implement his ideas effectively. And Martin, known for a detail-oriented and possession-heavy approach, will be relying on his new staff to carry that vision into every session. There's also curiosity around players returning from loan, or those on the fringes of the squad last season. Not every answer lies in the transfer market. There might be opportunities for players already under contract to step up. With the departure of some senior figures and the uncertainty surrounding others, like Shagrawi preseason, will be a proving ground. Players will get their chance to impress the new manager, and Martin has made it clear he's open-minded when it comes to building his core group. Meanwhile, supporters are watching with a mix of anticipation and anxiety. The memory of last season's ups and downs still lingers, but the promise of a fresh start always brings renewed energy. Rangers have been here before. Transitional periods are part of the club's recent history. But this time, there's a feeling that the direction might be shifting for good. With younger players emerging, a modern coaching setup, and European qualifiers on the horizon, the next few weeks will be crucial. And as stories like Seema's and Cherney's continue to unfold elsewhere, the focus at Ibrox is turning inward, building from within, getting the structure right, and laying the foundations for a season that fans hope will be remembered for. All the right reasons. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Rumors are swirling faster than a Glasgow squall, suggesting a seismic shift could be on the horizon for Scottish football. The whispers in the Gallowgate and beyond hint at a sensational move that would undoubtedly send shockwaves through the art. Premiership. Lawrence Shankland, the prolific Hearts talisman, is being heavily tipped for a potential switch to Rangers. Sources close to the Ibrox hierarchy, who prefer to remain in the shadows, are said to be buzzing with the prospect of adding the sharpshooter to their attacking arsenal. Imagine the roar of the Ibrox faithful if Shankland were to stride out in royal blue, his clinical finishing adding another potent weapon to Clement's tactical playbook. This isn't just idle chatter. The rumor mill is churning with an intensity that suggests real substance. Of course, the Jambos faithful will be aghast at such a suggestion. Shankland is their captain, their leader, and their primary source of goals. Prized beyond measure at Tynecastle, any move would surely involve a king's ransom, a figure that would make even the most seasoned transfer negotiator raise an eyebrow. Yet the allure of European football and a chance to compete for major honors week in and week out might just be enough to tempt the man himself. This is a story that has all the ingredients of a classic Scottish transfer saga. The sheer speculation alone is enough to ignite fervent debates in pubs and online forums across the country. Could Shankland genuinely be on the verge of trading Gorgie for Govan? The possibility, however remote it may seem to some, is generating enough heat to melt the Scottish snow. While nothing is confirmed, and undoubtedly both clubs will remain tight-lipped, the sheer volume of this particular rumor suggests there's more than a wisp of smoke to this particular fire. Keep your eyes peeled, football fans, because if this comes to pass, it would undoubtedly be one of the transfers of the summer. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.